What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Shockwave48 here. Welcome back to a brand new video, and we are back again with a brand new chapter of My Hero Academia. Chapter 394 is officially released. I have seen some of the, comic scripts of the show, of the series, and stuff, and I noticed that what's going on, what's happening. So pretty much, Uraraka is fighting Toga, and things are pretty much coming to an end on this chapter. It kind of seemed like, you know, Toga and Uraraka had some difficult fights during the seasons, and pretty much it's been a win loss for Uraraka. She's been, holding back lately, and now she's being serious. Now she feels like it's time to put an end to Toga. Like she has to stop. So apparently she's gonna try to do something to stop Toga from doing all this. And I always thought, she would probably just like end her already in the beginning, but now she's gonna pretty much like make her change her mind to stop. I mean, why she's doing this, I don't really know. But let's go ahead and jump right into chapter, guys. Let's do this. Let's see what's happening.
Right, so we got the 394 spoilers, and I think this is the end of Toga versus Ochako. Or maybe there's like one more chapter after this, I think, but this is a pretty fitting ending, I would say. There could be more dialogue in the next chapter after this, but this is essentially the finale. So coming off of the previous chapter, we saw the most heated part of the battle, I guess, or at least up until this point, where Toga and Uraraka were continuing their physical and verbal aspect of it, and eventually came to the point where Ochako was telling Toga that, that smile of hers is perfect, and that she's jealous of it, like she's some sort of deviant. And we also saw Uraraka doing, I guess, some kind of quirk evolution where we saw like these bubbles or
Yeah,
water or
got herself an
something. I
upgrade,
don't know. I'm sure maybe it's her
and I actually
tears or
like it.
something. I don't know. But she disperses it through the crowd of twices, and she's able to spread her float quirk to them. Like she doesn't have to make physical contact with them to make them float. As Jiro points out, she says it's like it's spread between bodies that came into contact. And it ends with Uraraka saying, look, I can't erase all your crimes or approve of everything you've done, but if any part of you still feels like talking to me, you can have a lifetime's worth of blood, so let's have that chat about romance, Himiko Toga. And that brings us to this chapter that begins with Ochako realizing that there's something weird with her quirk that even she doesn't understand. Jiro realizes that everyone is floating, and Toga tries to create more clones, but they are born with the zero gravity bubble surrounding them. Toga realizes her quirk evolved, just like what happened to her own during the fight with Curious. Kamui holds Tiger with his arms and asks if he's the real one, but a clone wouldn't withstand that much damage. Tiger is impressed with how much Ochako grew in just 1 year. So yeah, Uraraka's quirk has evolved for sure. As we talked about in the previous chapter, she can now disperse her ability through things and have them as conduits to transmit her quirk instead of having to make physical touch with her pads on her
It's more like
fingers. So
telekinesis
I
to
guess
me.
she's using her tears here as conduits, which is pretty cool. And if the tears touch something, then they make things float. So I guess that's Uraraka's quirk evolution here. Ochako feels her body getting cold, but that doesn't matter. What she wants right now is to be able to touch the sadness inside Toga. The two are connected by the wire, and Ochako starts saying that her parents are poor and she wanted to become a hero to help them. So Ochako saying that she feels her body getting cold here is from the blood loss. She was stabbed by Toga in the previous or 2 chapters ago, and it was pretty bad, but she's kind of just fighting through it here. And like I said before, I really don't expect Uraraka to die here. It would be extremely unlikely for that to happen, but we have to raise the stakes, of course, or at least I just hope she doesn't die. And I do like that it's going back to her original motivation here with her parents being poor. That's why she became a hero, just to pay the bills. But, it also turns out that she's really good at it as well, so that helps. But first, let's talk about the sponsor of this video, Raycon. Guys, I love these Raycon everyday earbuds. They look,
I like
feel, and
earbuds.
sound better than ever. They have these optimized gel tips that just perfectly fit in my ear, and they will not budge, which is great because earbuds I've had before just will not stay in my ear. They also have 8 hours of playtime and 32 hours of battery life. I didn't even know earbuds could last that long. They're also priced just right. You get quality audio at half the price of other premium audio brands. Guys, I'm so excited that I got these. They're so comfortable. But maybe my favorite feature is the noise isolation. I've never had earbuds that had this feature before, and it's pretty amazing. That also really comes in handy this summer because I'm very active. Whether I'm working out or riding my bike, I'm always listening to my Raycon earbuds. Like, I'm not even kidding, I use these things pretty much every day. So guys, where will you be taking your Raycons this summer? Click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/Zoe to get 15% off your Raycon purchase. Thanks, guys. But she realized the world people need her help. In the meantime, she developed a crush on Izuku and is now determined to stop Toga. All of this is what defines Ochako Uraraka, and it's why she's here right now. Ochako shouts, asking Toga to tell her everything she's thinking, everything she's feeling, and everything she's ever felt. She remembers Dabi and all the tragic moments from her childhood, which makes her even angrier as she prepares to stab Ochako. But she stops the knife and starts talking. She says she falls in love very easily, be it with animals, villains, heroes, boys, or girls. She's attracted to blood and can't help it, but everyone always told her not to smile, and she felt envious of other people's happiness. So, I guess this is confirming that Toga is Pan, or just give her whatever label you want. This is more so her just being, as it says, attracted to the blood because, you know, her quirk. It compels her to consume it so that she becomes other people. Now, as for her saying she falls in love, take it for what you will. But at least I do really appreciate that Horikoshi is brave enough to say this much. Because, you know, not many mangakas and shonen are daring enough to go down this route, I'll say. I mean, it was heavily alluded to through various artworks that Horikoshi has done, and that's a story for another time. I don't even know if I can talk about that story on YouTube. But we kind of have been drawing the lines here as to where Toga aligns herself, we'll say. But again, it's just going back to her quirk, less about attraction to people. But the real question is, where does Uraraka lie on that alignment? Probably never know, since, you know, her main ship is going to be with Izuku for sure, but I don't know, maybe in a bonus chapter or a side story or something one day. She had a crush on a boy who looked just like Izuku called Saito. She wanted to ask him to let her drink a little bit of his blood, but she couldn't do it because everyone said she wasn't a human being, that she wasn't cute, and this led to that incident. So that incident is, I'm pretty sure Toga just
Must have
straight
a
up
rough
raped
childhood.
Saito and forcefully
No wonder
drank
she's
his
like
blood.
that.
Like, that was her first kill, I think, and that's what also led her to becoming Toga. Or, I mean, she already was Toga, but you know what I mean, becoming a villain. I think she ran away after that and never looked back, but she was already being persecuted before that because I assumed that she had run-ins with trying to get people's blood before, and you know, the creepy smile that she always has with the fangs and everything. Again, just going back to Toga being inherently innocent, she's more of a victim of circumstance, but it doesn't excuse her straight up killing this dude, which also goes back to what Uraraka was saying in the previous chapter. It's like, look, I can't erase all of your crimes and approve of everything you've done, but, and there really isn't a but there, but, you know, Horikoshi has to put in the but because Ochako is Ochako. She is, you know, a true hero in the My Hero world where they're just absolutely altruistic, unrequited altruism from a lot of the characters in this series, which I think Horikoshi kind of plays to a detriment sometimes, but hey, it is what it is. The League of Villains are the only ones who accepted her love from the start. Ochako says that Toga was already showing signs of this trauma from the beginning, but that she only realized it now. At this moment, the Twice clones start to turn into dust. Toga realizes that the transformation is coming undone, and that Jin will disappear. Jiro lands on the ground and looks up to see Ochako hugging Toga. Ochako admits that she also admires people who keep doing their best, even when they're hurt and bleeding. So the Twice clones are finally disappearing here, and I guess this is because the time limit, I think it said she only had like 30 minutes or something like that. I could be
Yeah,
wrong. Now, either it's that,
it could be
because, you know,
that,
she
or
did
she's
only
just
have
doing it
about,
because she wants to stop.
Twice's blood, so she was on a hard time limit for sure, which was made apparent to us, so we knew that it was going to happen. So it's either that or she's just willingly letting the clones go because Uraraka got through to her finally. I assume it's like a time limit, but also kind of a mixture of her getting through to her here. Or maybe she's just more at peace with it now. She knows she'll never be able to take the League's place in her heart, but she felt she needed to say how beautiful Toga's smile is. Toga starts crying even more and asks, "Am I cute?" To which Ochako smiles and replies, "The cutest in the whole world." Toga then finally smiles. The last double spread shows all the Twice clones that were covering Gunga turning to dust. End of chapter. No break next week. So this is an interesting ending. It's a very happy one.
Well, this is
I don't know if you can
touching.
say that this is fully happy because of the context to it, but yeah, sort of a cheerful ending. Toga making nice with Ochako, which is good. I do think Toga somewhat has earned at least this much, but of course she shouldn't go scot-free. And I'm not even saying that she's completely off the hook from being killed here, not by Ochako, of course, but just, I don't know, some other outside force that happens or whatever. But I wouldn't be surprised if in the next chapter, like, Toga just gets straight up arrested and then hold down and handcuffed after this. But, you know, she'll be locked up having this character arc somewhat, which is, you know, better than nothing. I do appreciate that she's at least getting this, but a full-blown redemption she should not get. Absolutely not. None of the League of Villains members should. But unless they get rewound in some way, which I think for sure is happening to Shigaraki. I don't know if it's going to happen to Dabi or Toga, but I did have a collab with Lunchtime Crew and Turtle Quirk, which I'll link at the end of this video, where we talked about the possibility of the three main villains getting rewound back to children, since they all share that commonality of, you know, being inherently innocent and being a victim of circumstance and whatnot. Some more than others, of course. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Let me know what you think about it.
Okay. This is a very touching chapter right now. And to be honest, I always thought Toga was good. I mean, even though she was evil in the beginning, but I felt like she could be good. She could be a good person. No doubt. And right now, she's starting to come to her senses, and she's stopping all the Twice clones, and she's starting to be friendly with Uraraka, even though after she stabbed her, but still. I mean, she's going to pay for her consequences all the damn she did, but is she going to be good? Or is she going to probably think about it and probably just talk to Uraraka for the rest of her life about romance? I'm not really sure. But at least we're not going to get a break next week. I mean, the next chapter will eventually come in, you know, very soon, so I'm hoping to see what happens next. So, yeah. Even though Uraraka fought with everything she had on her, she clearly got to Toga to, you know, come to her senses and stop all this and do what she had to do. I mean, I'm happy for her. She's got stronger now. She has to learn how to control that, you know, new ability she has. It kind of looks like she has telekinesis to me. Because as of right now, she has the ability to float, and she can make other things float too. But without her touching it, she actually upgraded, and now she has a new power. Pretty good. All right, guys, that's it for today's video and the end of this chapter. Thanks for watching. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for the, you know, to the channel for more support, and turn on those notifications so you won't miss a thing. All right, so shall we for 18 so long, and peace out.